welcome back to my channel. So in my previous video I talked about the benefits of marrying a godly person, and one of the things that I mentioned was that divorce was not an option, meaning that when you do marry somebody who's godly, divorce is not an option, it's not part of the deal. Because I made a reference to Mary and Joseph, about how the Holy Spirit spoke to Joseph when he had it in mind to divorce Mary, because Mary was pregnant and it wasn't obviously for him, it was for Jesus. And so he had it in his mind to divorce her, but the angel of the Lord went to visit Joseph and told him, not to do that. And I use that as a reference for you all to understand that divorce is not an option in a godly marriage. That's one of the benefits of marrying a godly person. Today I'm going to do part 2 of that. Okay, another benefit of marrying somebody who's godly. I need you all to understand that you might want somebody who's godly, but it's also important for you to be godly, and not only for you to be godly, but for you to also hear from the Holy Spirit and to obey the Holy Spirit. Because if you don't obey the Holy Spirit, then you will fall into the category of those people who would be in the divorce room. It is very, very possible. So listening to the Holy Spirit is key to enjoying your walk with God, to having a relationship with God. And so today I'm going to talk about another benefit. This would be like the last thing I'll talk about in terms of benefits of getting married to a godly person. And we're also going to look at Mary and Joseph as part of our reference. Okay, so one of the things I need you to understand is that the devil does not like marriage. He does not like a man and a woman coming together getting married. Okay, and you'll know this from the very beginning, when Adam and Eve were in the garden, when Adam was alone in the garden taking care of the animal, the devil didn't come to talk to him. The devil didn't even bother him. The devil was happy with him being alone, until God looked down and said to himself, look, it's not good for Adam to be alone. I'm going to make him a suitable helper, a suitable helpmate. And so as soon as Eve came into the garden, the devil had a problem with that, and that is why he spoke to Eve first and not to Adam, because he knew that Eve represented a lot in Adam's life, and Eve being in Adam's life would make Adam's life fruitful, would expand his generation, and so on and so forth. A woman represents a lot in a man's life, and a woman can change a man's life for better or for worse, depending on the type of woman that he chooses to live with. So that's one of the things that I want you to understand. Another thing is that when two people become one in union, there is expansion and there's fruitfulness in that union. Okay, because this is two individuals coming together to become one, and so when they come together, they should be growing together, they should be making more money together, they should be becoming more fruitful together, and also they should be expanding. That's the power in two people becoming one. That's the power in marriages. The reason why you don't see that a lot these days is because individually a lot of people are not working on themselves. A lot of people don't know who they are. A lot of people are just sitting around doing nothing, and so when they get married, they become even more poor than when they were single. So it's important that when you're single, you work on yourself, try and make sure that you become financially stable, make sure you enjoy your life, make sure you're maturing your emotions and all that kind of stuff, so that when you do get with somebody, the two of you are going to grow and expand together, and you're going to have a lot of things together. So like I said before, I said that the devil is against unions. Now, if you look at the story of Mary and Joseph in the book of Matthew chapter 2, okay, the King Herod had heard that there is a new king that has just been born. I don't even know why they informed him about that, because how did they expect him to react? You're a king and somebody tells you that a king has just been born. Obviously he's going to be angry, he's going to be jealous, he's going to be eager to know who that person is. And so they had informed the king that a king had just been born and that they want to go and see him. The 3 wise men want to go and see him. I think the king also was anxious to know who that person was, because the king does not know anything about Jesus coming, and the king does not know that Mary was actually pregnant with Jesus. Basically, nobody knew that Mary was pregnant with Jesus, only Elizabeth. And so the king had sent some people to go and look for where Jesus was. Where is this king? Who is he? So that he can go and see that king. But I'm pretty sure he had bad intentions. Now, that was not possible. I'm not going to go into depth with this because I want you all to go read it for yourself. If I was to go in depth with it in this video would be too long and you might not be interested to listen to it. So I'm just kind of giving you the gist of the whole thing. But I need you all to go read Matthew chapter 2 and then you'll get what I'm saying in this video. So anyway, when the king was not able to know where baby Jesus was born and who baby Jesus' parents were, the king had sent out an instruction that they should kill every single male child. Every single male child, because that way he believes that nobody will take over his throne. That's why he said kill all the male child. Now, the thing I want you to understand is, even though you're in a godly marriage, even though you've married who God asked you to marry, it does not end there, because you have to understand that society is going to attack your marriage. Society is going to attack your union. You can imagine you just give birth to a baby boy and all of a sudden your baby boy is not even 1 year old and there's an instruction going out in the country saying, I want you to go and kill every single male child that you see. That is devastating. After carrying a baby for 9 months, having expectations that this baby's gonna grow, you're gonna see this baby go to school, go to uni, you're gonna see this baby, take care of you, and all of a sudden the king wants to kill every single male child. That is an attack on their marriage. That is an attack of their union. Something that is supposed to be a blessing, a bundle of joy. Society wanted to take it away from them and make them unhappy. And that's what happens in this day and age. Many people are getting married. Many people are happy that they've married who they love, but society comes up with all these laws and demands and requests that breaks the union, that breaks marriages. And so all this is part of devil's strategy, okay? You have to be conscious of that and you have to be aware of that. And so when you get with somebody who's godly, or when you're with somebody who God has asked you to be with, it's important that you have to continue praying. Now, when this instruction went out from the king, okay, I'm just going to read it here. I'm going to read an important piece that you all need to know. So if you go to Matthew chapter 2, and I'm going to read it from verse 13, okay? So the instruction has gone out that they should kill every single male child. But in the book of Matthew chapter 2 verse 13, it says, when they had gone, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream. Get up, he said, take the child and his mother and escape to Egypt. Stay there until I tell you, for King Herod is going to search for the child to kill him. Now, you would think that, why can God not just save Jesus instead of them moving? But no, the angel of the Lord had to come to Joseph and say, listen, Joseph, you need to get up, take your wife, take your son, and move to Egypt, because the king is going to kill this child. The king is going to kill baby Jesus. This is the importance of marrying a godly person, is that there's protection over your marriage. There's protection over your union. Imagine if Joseph could not hear from God. Imagine if Joseph does not understand how to hear from the Holy Spirit. He doesn't understand God's voice. He doesn't understand how God speaks. Baby Jesus would have been killed a long time ago. But because he has that relationship, because he's familiar, he was able to obey instructions and move. This is the importance or the benefit of marrying a godly person, especially somebody who is always following the instructions of the Holy Spirit. That is going to save you from a lot of drama, trouble, and heartbreak, because the Holy Spirit will not allow you to fall into the devil's trap. He's not going to allow you to fall into the pit. And whenever something bad is about to happen, he's going to come and warn you, maybe months before it happens, maybe weeks before it happens, or even maybe a few hours or a few minutes before it happens. And that was how Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus escaped this thing. Now, I'm telling you now, one of the benefits of marrying a godly person is the protection that is over your union, because individually the two of you should know how to hear from God. The two of you should be able to understand the voice of the Holy Spirit and the importance of obeying instructions that are coming from the Holy Spirit. If not, you are going to be doomed, because every marriage is going to be attacked by society's law, by society's demand, and by society's opinion. Okay, it's going to get attacked, it's going to get tested. Life happens, things are not always going to be perfect, and things are not going to be rosy. But let me assure you of one thing: if the two of you are godly, or if you're married to somebody who's godly and listening to the Holy Spirit, your marriage will not crumble because of society expectations. Your marriage will not crumble because of culture. Your marriage will not crumble because society have come up with this new demand that you can't meet. You will not fall into that category, because the both of you are on the Lord's side. The both of you are hearing from the Holy Spirit. Even if the both of you are not hearing from the Holy Spirit, somebody out of the two of you needs to hear from the Holy Spirit. Some people believe that it's important for the man, only the man, to hear from God or to hear from the Holy Spirit. I believe that it's very, very important for the man and woman in marriage to hear from the Holy Spirit. Now, we all know that in the beginning, the angel had visited Mary and said, Mary, the favor, I don't know how he put it, I think he said the favor of the Lord is upon you and you're pregnant with baby Jesus. Even though Mary was favored, Mary had to still listen and heed to the angel's instruction. If not, baby Jesus would have been killed. If her husband had said, oh look, the angel of the Lord told me that we have to move to Egypt, and Mary wasn't submissive, baby Jesus would have been killed, even though she was favored. So it's really important that you learn how to hear from the Holy Spirit. You make sure that if you're marrying somebody, that person should also know how to hear from God, or not just audible. It could be true dreams, it could be vision, it could be revelation, it could be on trance. There are different ways. It's not all the time you're going to hear audible. Sometimes it's just a small, still voice within. So that's one of the benefits of marrying a godly person. One, like I said in my previous video, is that divorce is not an option. And two, is that there's protection over your union. Now, divorce is not an option, but if the two of you are not listening to the Holy Spirit, I'm afraid that divorce could be possible. Okay, so you have to listen to the Holy Spirit. You have to. In the New Testament, it says the angel of the Lord visit them. In this day and age, it's not the angel of the Lord that would visit us, it's the Holy Spirit. Some people do experience the angel of the Lord visiting them, but in most cases it will be the Holy Spirit. Understand that a godly person also wants to marry a godly person, so it's very important for you to build your relationship with God. Make sure that you are walking in the ways of the Lord, because that's the only way God can, help you out in terrible circumstances. So that's it for today. I hope I've kept it short. I hope I kept it simple. Don't forget to follow me on Periscope. I have a series that I do called 16 I'm Pregnant, and I help teenage men and women on their journey of having a baby, the things that they go through, the help that they need, so on and so forth. So my Periscope name is DamilolaLiz, the same name that I have for this YouTube channel. Follow me there so you can catch me alive and ask me questions and all that kind of good stuff. Also, you can follow me on Instagram. It's the same name as my YouTube channel. So that's it. If you like this video, hit the like button. If there's anything you want to ask me, feel free to write it in the comment section. Until then, stay blessed and stay beautiful. Bye.